I've never heard this.
Just trying to mix it up a little bit today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the live broadcast. My name is Ryan Treasure. We're here at the 40th National Hard Money Conference in lovely Las Vegas, Nevada at the M. At the M. I'm joined with Jeff Spenard. Jeff, what's up, bud?
Everything's up, my friend. What was that groovy music that was my favorite that I've never heard before?
Yeah, you know, I was digging through some of the live event audio, and I missed a folder of all of these bumpers. And so today I've been, you know, mixing it up with different bumper music and
I love it.
trying to keep it upbeat and happy and, you know, just a little different than the last one, you know?
Yeah, keeps everybody motivated and excited. I like it.
Yeah, we're going to have a rave right here in the lobby, hard money rave. Boots in the pants and the boots in the pants.
Nice.
Man, this has been a pretty good event so far today. You know, we had Leonard Rosen kick it off, and John Hornick, AJ Paul, and Jeff Test, John Tedesco, Joe Ford, which is a new person for this round versus in March. So it was really good to talk to those guys. And then we did some live interviews with some of the sponsors, Joel Block and Eric Abramovich. We had Suni Tulsiani and Yoram and Rudy, who we just spoke with. And that guy, Rudy from Colorado, was a great guy, having 40 years in the business.
Guy, yeah, he was a real good guy, a real solid interview. I liked him. He was good.
Yeah, I mean, his wealth of knowledge, too, just really knowing the whole process from, you know, raw land deals, purchasing those, build them up to 83-unit condo complexes and 214, you know, single-family home spaces, and doing it from the ground floor, finding the capital, doing the development, the construction, all the pieces all in one, really takes a talented team.
It really is amazing. You know, I mean, different educations for different folks.
Right.
We're in media. We can tell you the ins and outs, the ups and downs, the back and forths.
Correct.
You know, you've got an industry here that is, you know, fairly unfamiliar. We've obviously learned about it. We did the 39th annual event 2 months ago, and here we are doing the 40th annual. So we're learning as we go along. But again, it's not our space. Media is our world. So, you know, to hear these guys talk about their space and everything that's involved in hard money and lending and real estate, it's, you know, there's a lot to learn, and there's a lot to pay attention to.
Yeah, I remember back in March when we did the first one, you know, like 3 or 4 days before the event, you know, and I'm talking to Robert and I'm talking to you, and I'm, you know, trying to get a sense of like what exactly is hard. I know it's lending and real estate, but I needed more information so we could, you know, do some proper interviews and such.
I think you busted out the book on that one.
I did. I went through Wikipedia and did a little bit of research, and you know what's actually helped me understand it the most is listening to John Hornick as an attorney, really understanding like the law pieces about how you can, you know, do those without getting in trouble, because I think that's, you know, one of the things that is highly reviewed in this space is,
he gets to the nitty gritty. He gets right down to it.
Go get your license if you're going to lend.
Yep. I just had an interesting conversation, and that's exactly what they were talking about was the legal aspect of things. This gentleman's been in this field in some capacity for 53 years. So he's the guy that goes in and he knows all about the law and where you need to dig in from. I just, you know, sat there for 10 minutes and he just rolled off all that information. I was like, awesome, you know. I retain about maybe 5% of that, but that was fantastic.
Yeah, Yeah, it is interesting to kind of hear all the different pieces to these guys, because there's different aspects of the world. You know, you have guys that do lending, and you have guys that are, you know, on the real estate side, and then people that are in the middle, and then other guys like our friend Joel Block, who doesn't do lending or real estate, but have a digital platform to bring it all together, and, you know, kind of just the whole gambit of things. It's been a very interesting day for sure.
And I heard technology mentioned earlier.
Oh, yeah.
You know, bringing technology into the fold. And that's where my ears perked up. I was actually down the hall a little bit. But I heard as we were broadcasting talking about how technology is now becoming an important piece to this whole process.
Yeah, there's a lot of manual things that people are having to do for, like, you know, licensing and zoning and all those different things, and, you know, leveraging technology to automate some of those pieces and take out some of the manual things, you know, like what Yoram was saying. They can make quicker decisions and move much faster on projects if they're not having to wait for the manual pieces.
Yep.
So we have some more stuff coming up in the next hour, but before we get to that, I want to touch base on a couple of things regarding the Finding Your Frequency book, as I know that there's a big push for you and Voice America, as you now have your paperback out on Amazon, $14.99, jeffspenard.com.
Yep, Finding Your Frequency, for those of you who have never seen the book or heard about the book, who's ever listening. And the book, it's a topical manual, so to speak. In other words, the most important thing you could ever do, or that you need to do, is you need to define your message.
Yeah.
What is your expertise? What are you passionate about? That's what you need to figure out first. If you have that desire to get a message out there, which I think everybody should have a voice, and most people want a voice. So defining that message first, and then of course, defining your audience. Do you want to do radio or TV? What are your goals? What's the strategy? There's a whole list right down to social media that is part of the book, and it's started off well. And there's going to be a couple of big pushes coming up here in the near future.
Yeah, drop it. I know you're going to do a radio show.
Yeah, there it is. I'm looking at July 5th for starting Finding Your Frequency, the radio show, which, funny as it is, 13 chapters to the book. Pilot series, generally 13 weeks, which is how we started all off. So I'm going to do it just like we would take somebody in brand new and teach them how to do it.
So does that mean 13 weeks after July 5th, you're going to have book number 2 ready to go for October?
Yes, I will.
All right.
Yes, I will. Can't give you the name yet.
No.
But I'll give you a little hint. Frequency will be in it.
It's the Jeff Spenard Frequency Series.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
right.
yes.
I like that.
I think it's going to be a 3-part series. There might have to be 4, because if the show goes for a year, I got to keep the Frequency series.
You got to round
going
out the four seasons of the Frequency series. Yeah.
Or I may have to put another word in there, and I will figure that out one time.
The frequency of frequency.
Yeah. Life's frequency.
This has been a great interview. We're coming up on 152. I think these guys are going to be kicking off some more speakers in the next 8 or so minutes. So we have a little bit of time to kill before we get back to the other speakers. Sure. I really think that our executive producer, Robert Cellino, should come jump in and have a chat with us today.
This is a fun time for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mr. Robert Cellino.
Without further ado.
We got a little cord and a little megaphone going on
a little bit more.
You can hear well?
I can hear well. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, good.
Now you're good. So how are you enjoying the event today?
Amazing event.
Yeah.
I think that an amazing facility too.
Yeah,
I mean, and Leonard, come on.
Leonard Rosen. He's a great guy, and he's got a lot of good friends.
Top shelf.
Class act.
Mm-hmm. Everything is perfect, right? Dress. Nothing missed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
They do a really good job of logistically putting together the Pitbull conference. I had mentioned to Jeff before, I've actually never been to any other conference where there's so many confirmation emails and them reaching out to, us as a media partner and also their sponsors and all the other people, and just making sure that everybody has what they need. They have instructions of where to go, how to get there, what they need. And, most of the time it's I sent you an email 8 months ago about what you were going to do. These guys do a bi-weekly follow-up and then weekly as you lead up to 4 weeks before the event. And I thought that was very good because it really helped me and you because, there was a couple things, I was out on vacation, so we missed a couple things, and bam, right when I got back from vacation, back on the stick, the tech support guys emailed us, and boom, we were right back on the ball.
Yeah, there was that little confusion. They had all of our information already because we had just come off this event 2 months ago. So they had our stuff, and when we had a conversation 3 weeks ago, you and I were on the phone, and at the time, whomever it was, they had my email address, but you had said, well, take my address too because I'm going to be the guy that's going to be going through the motions. So when I see an email come in, I'm just thinking I'm being CC,
right?
Which probably shouldn't do that. And I'm glad I read that last email because that was the one that set it off and put it all together.
Yeah, you know what was funny is I think even more importantly than them making sure they had all of our logos and all that, which we knew that they did.
Yep.
The M Hotel, and this doesn't happen to us very often. They wanted a certificate of insurance, to make sure that we were not some fly-by-night, podunk operation, and we could actually, have some insurance capabilities when we got here in the event that there was a problem. So, everybody did their due diligence. It was great.
Yep.
I would say we could try to get David to sit down with us, but he'll tell us no.
He'll just shake his head and walk away. Yeah, we talk about the facility, by the way.
Yeah.
We've been in and out of the building. We had a nice lunch. Every now and then we go out by poolside and, we check out the scenery and things that are going on here at the M hotels. I like it here.
Yeah, for the listeners, let me explain to you guys. The pool here, they have lounge chairs inside the pool.
In the pool.
Like you sit in the water, and so I think I'm going to have to go do that after the broadcast.
Something?
Just lounge in the water and have an
we
alcoholic
have all night
beverage.
tonight, so that's good. They have the after party, and then, it's after party after that.
So, guys, let me shift gears for just a second. We're about 4 minutes in before we get back to some of the speakers and go to commercial break here. I just want to ask you each the same question. If there was one of these speakers that are on the list, and we know all of them from before, which one is your favorite and why?
Leonard Rosen. I will say that because technically he is. I know his brother who introduced me to Leonard. Ira is Leonard's brother.
Oh, yeah, from Mojo Global.
Mojo, right.
Yeah.
So when we first met, it was a conversation. Hey, how you doing, bud? We became friends first. So I lean towards Leonard, and I like listening to him speak because, he's the man. You come here.
Yeah.
Everybody looks at Leonard, he's up on a pedestal.
The PowerPoint slide is in the beginning. I know that we had the music on so people could hear the music, but they couldn't see the visual. But, Leonard looks like the most interesting man in the world from the commercials from Dos Equis. So they did a nice play on that with, him and the bottle
the
of
cigar,
and the bottle of grape wine there.
The
and,
Shevitz.
Yeah, the Shevitz. Yeah, it was really cool to. And the graphic on the bottom says the most interesting man in hard money. Yeah. So definitely interesting. So what about you, Robert? And you can't say Leonard.
Oh no, I have to ride the coattails here. No, I do. But I'll give some other reasons then, because I think that Leonard cares about all of the attendees. I mean, beyond anything, and he really, really makes sure that the experience for the people attending the show is perfect.
40.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing.
40 shows. I mean, there's a lot of guys on this list that are very schooled, very knowledgeable. They're in their element when they're, talking their business. John Tedesco, I really liked John Tedesco. Joel Block, who has Joel been on stage today?
No, actually, he's coming up in the second half. He's going to do something about putting the capital raising engine to work for you with his and he's one of the software guys. He's on the tech side with the digital platform.
Yeah, I like him, and this also goes back to when we did some video work with him. The first time that when we came to the 39th annual, we met Joel, ended up doing some video work with him. A few weeks later, because he did an event in our neck of the woods up in Scottsdale. So, we got to know Joel a little bit. So, again, it's the people that you are familiar with that you tend to lean towards.
Very true.
Yeah.
So, that's those are mine. I like David Owen. He's good. In fact, we're going to be talking to him about a potential show. Yeah, that camera's there over there. AJ's good. AJ's kind of the mouthpiece that starts it all off before Leonard hits the stage. So
very true.
I'm going to quit at that. I've hit a few people there.
The mayor.
That's my favorite.
I know.
Yeah,
that's why I'm mentioning it.
John is my favorite. Yeah, I don't know why. I just like to hear the law aspect of how that stuff works and why. I guess that's because I'm like, I'm going to do something. I just don't want to get in trouble.
That's key.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into the Voice America Live Events channel, voiceamerica.com/live events. We're here with Senior Executive Producer Robert Cellino, CEO and President of Voice America, Mr. Jeff Spenard. I want to thank you both for joining us in our long 1 hour stretch live piece right here from the lobby of the M.
Well, thank you for handling the interviews, Ryan. And remember, 2 things: that you can get my book, Finding Your Frequency, at Amazon.com, JeffSpenard.com, VoiceAmerica.com. And, of course, be ready for Finding Your Frequency, the radio show, starting July 5th.
You guys heard it here first, voiceamerica.com/live events. We're coming to you live from the 40th National Hard Money Convention right here in lovely Las Vegas, Nevada.